competitive, and you can see on the screen there, Tyrell Sloan will play fullback. David Farley is a young Panther from the New South Wales Cup. Keep an eye on Setu too. They've got big raps on him here at Cogra. They think he could have a very good future. 7 years in the Cup format. King Tongia and Cade Reid will be the halves. Great to see the Couchmans back after injury. Josh Kerr returning from the Dolphins. They are the Dragons. Let's introduce the team. Steve Roach doubling up. Hello to you.
Well, Dan, good afternoon to you, and I'm happy you're back, mate. Sensational to see you back. This should be a great game, no doubt about that. I'll tell you what I do like about this one. It's trial, but there's a lot of first graders in both sides. Now, we have a look at the Saints last year. Look, I thought they lacked a bit of creativity. I think they struggled to score points, but on the other hand, when you have a look at the Newcastle Knights, all eyes will be on Coach Justin Holbrook. Look, they've got a lot of good players in their side. They're halves. When you have a look at it now, Sandon Smith from the Roosters, and also Sharp, what a broken field runner is. And then you've got to find space for Brown to come into the side. So I'm looking for big things from the Newcastle Knights this season.
And what a great addition to have this man. A wonderful career, fantastic finish last year, and you're going to be very good at this. Kieran Foran, welcome to the Fox League commentary box.
Oh, great to be here, Dan. It's been a wonderful afternoon so far. It was a great game of footy between the Bulldogs and the Cowboys, and geez, I'm excited about this one. As you touched on, a lot of first graders, regular first graders named in these two sides, so it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out.
So the Knights probably a little stronger on paper, just in terms of experience. Only one player among the first 20 are first grade rookies, haven't played first grade before. 19 of the top 20 have had a taste of this. So here they come, the Newcastle Knights, and I've got to imagine, Kieran, for both these sides, Sandon Smith, new recruit, and a big night for him. He and Fletcher Sharp seemingly vying for the one position. These two teams coming off pretty ordinary seasons. 8 wins for the Dragons, Spoon for the Knights. Probably does place extra importance on these trial games, these pre-season games, to get off to a good start.
Oh, it does for sure, Dan. I know as a player, when you're coming off the back of a poor season, you treat these trial games as a real stepping stone into round one. So it's no doubt it would have been a talking point through the week. These two clubs would have spoken about the importance of going out there, performing well, and trying to win these trial matches.
And here's Laikan King Tongia, who played plenty of first grade last year, 17 games in first grade. It seems he's now just behind a little Daniel Atkinson and Kyle Flanagan for those halves positions. We'll see those two next week in the Charity Shield. But plenty of first grade experience for this youngster.
Yeah, I think he's at his best too when he runs the football. He's had another off season now. You know, there was a bit of a knock on his defence last season, but he's had the opportunity now to have another big off season for the Dragons. Really interested to see him take on the line here this evening against the Newcastle Knights side. Got plenty of experience in there, so this should be a beauty there. You see the energy of both sides running out onto the field, and both of them, geez, there's some big men out there. Looking forward to this clash.
I tell you what, there's some fit players out there too. We'll touch on that shortly. Tyson Frizzell always looks fit. Here we go. The season gets underway for these Dragons and these Newcastle Knights. And a Josh Kerr back in the red V and knocking it on. First hit up. So Newcastle with a great chance as it's picked up here by Mooney, and he gets it on. And, well, that's a disastrous start for Josh Kerr as Newcastle goes straight on the attack. And, of course, it was their attack last year that was so disappointing. Can they get an early score on the board here? Here's Fletcher Sharp getting it on. Oh, strong tackle. Ball jolted free. And that's a wonderful bit of defensive work to cut that situation off. And you see Setu too. Look at him. He's pumped up. And that's a good start for the new Red V recruit.
Well, that's exactly what you want from someone, to make a statement. If you've made a mistake early in the game like that, you want someone to come back and try and jolt that ball free. That's a beautiful tackle there from two. Albeit the pass wasn't that great. Just put him in that hospital zone there. And that's a great tackle there by two. They get the football back, and that negates the first mistake.
So Newcastle will bring it back here. So deemed to be a knock-on off the Dragons. Tremendous tackle from two nonetheless. As now it's Harrison Graham, the former Dolphin, in the number 9 role here for the Newcastle side. Tyson Frizzell carting it just a little closer as it comes from Graham. Sharp on, the former Raider Trey Mooney, looking for some consistent first grade here at Newcastle. As Graham again works the short side. Smith as it bursts through the hands of Fletcher Hunt. And a knock on. So, look, mistakes are something we'll expect here. But it's very good defence from St George Illawarra.
It sure was, Dan. And you can see they've been aggressive in their edge defence already. They've shown their hand. They're up and in. Both wingers now have jammed in to make that read. So Shane Flanagan's obviously been very direct about how he wants them to defend down on their try line.
So he did some very good things, Fletcher Hunt, last year. The boy from Warren, 12 games in the top grade, still in the development squad for the next couple of years, but big future hope for him. It is fascinating with the Knights with Sharp and Smith, the 6 and 7, and Dylan Brown obviously to take his place probably next week. There's the big shiny recruit for the Newcastle Knights. So set to 2, holding on to the ball there, and now the truck. Jacob Hallen, the cult figure coming through the grades here at St George Illawarra. Pre-season footy here on Fox League. Selle in the line. Oh, Hospital passed that from King Tongia, and Sloane couldn't hold on to it. So again, the Newcastle side can set up camp deep in Dragons territory.
Well, we saw them jam that time. The Newcastle Knights have seen both sets of wingers trying to jam in to make the tackle. Sloane coming in to make the extra man there, trying to move the ball in their own half. Mistake-ridden. Plenty of blokes out there with plenty of nerves. We mentioned the 3 months of pre-season training. You can't wait to get out and play a game of footy. There's nothing like it. You can do all that sort of training over the off-season, and all of a sudden you get to the game. You've got to try and play, and try and make those mistakes early in the game. They'll settle down now, both these sides.
Tell you what, we've lost Pappenhausen, but it's good to see we haven't lost the mullet with Fletcher Sharp picking up the slack. Newcastle just outside the 10 here. Sharp looking down the left side, but it's going to come to the open now for Smith on the Mooney. Just to power his way through. And that's Ryan Couchman last to peel off. Back now, Smith to Sharp. Sharp, described by his coach as electrifying. Justin Holbrook, big plans for Sharp, doesn't want to put him on the wing this year, as now it comes across to Hunt, and Hunt tries to use his muscle. Oh, and he does well to get a pass away. Graham gets close. Try line just in front of him. Encouraging stuff from the Dragons. Frizzell got it slowly. Put up now by Hunt. 2 Knights there, tap back, and trying to do the spectacular was Sloane, and he's just gifted the Knights 6 more. Well, it's great practice for St George Illawarra in defence, but Fernay misses a tackle and needs help desperately from King Tongia. Now it's back here to Thomas Ken. 18 first grade games. 18 last year, 22 in total, 6 more. Mooney. The Dragons can't surely hang on for much longer. And this will be a slow play the ball now. The game has been camped at the Leagues Club end. Smith, intercept, brilliant play. And the Dragons again hold on. That's little Cade Reid, the halfback, who saves that situation.
Well, how he took that ball, I'll never know. It's been mistake-rigging so far early in this game, but look at that from Reid. Throws out the right hand. That's a great take. We saw just a little bit earlier Sloane just try and scoop that football up. Had he got the ball, he'd have been off and running. We know how quick he is.
It was great defence, wasn't it? Newcastle asking plenty of questions. Sandon Smith, he looks cool and calm, collected, running the Newcastle attack. So really keen to see how he takes over in this first half.
So the Dragons complete. And that's the first time they've done that. They were none from 3. One of them was unlucky. It was a knock-on coming down a Newcastle pass. That at least ticks that box, and we say hello to Jake Duke on the sideline.
Good evening, gentlemen. The crowd's really built down here on the sideline to get their first look at the home side, the Dragons, for 2026. Conditions still similar to what we saw in the earlier game between the Bulldogs and the Cowboys. About 28 degrees with a breeze behind the Knights. So we'll have no drinks breaks again in this second game for these two teams that are looking to climb out of the bottom 8 after last year. They both had long losing runs to end 2025. Let's see how they start 2026. A bit of a sloppy one in the first 7 or so minutes.
Indeed. Now, this came off hands here, and I do believe it was off Tui Pilotu first, so it should be Newcastle ball. Thank you, Jake. Some fair talent on the bench there. Bradman Best, Dylan Brown, Dylan Lucas in front. It'll be good to see him back. He's a tremendous talent. Obviously, Kalen Ponga, Dom Young. So lots of talent to come. We'll see them next week, most of them.
Yeah, well, I don't mind that play there. I know they didn't come away with the ball. They've got it back now, the Newcastle Knights. Sandon Smith going at the line. The Saints wingers are jamming, so he tried to pass the ball over the top there. And stick at it. He's a pretty clever player, I'm sure of it.
Oh, this is where Sharp can be dangerous, but he gets rid of it to his halves partner. And now it finds Camp. Back inside the 10, the Knights. They've already had 11 tackles inside Dragons, the 20-metre zone, the red zone. Here's Smith turning it in. Mooney changing the angle. Handy little flick as well. And Hunt cut down. Played 3 games out of his 12 in the fullback role last year. Smith threads it through. And beautiful work by Reid. And the diminutive one does find a way to get back into the field of play. Good start from the number 7 for St George Illawarra.
He took that ball and handled it pretty well there. Just a little bit earlier. That time he was on the spot. He reads the game well. A little grubber kick in and behind. They've had all the field position so far. Newcastle haven't been able to come away. That's a beautiful take there from the young half, and did well to get back in the field of play.
Shane Flanagan likes him, and things have opened up a little. Lachlan Ilias has moved up to the Gold Coast. You've got Glover, he's departed as well, so this might be an avenue down the track for Cade Reid as he boots it downfield. All Newcastle early, but nothing to show for it. And now it's stylish running style of Fletcher Hunt. Knock on, and finally the Dragons will get a sniff of the try line at the northern end. An unforced error. And it's the Dragons now who get to put on some pressure. Territory, I'm looking at a stat here. We should pop it up if we can, because you're never going to see this again for the rest of 2026. 99% territory to 1%. Newcastle ahead of St George Illawarra. It's changed now, 96% to 4%.
Well, here's their opportunity, Dan. Just a zero tackle, make a mistake there. Fletcher Hunt it was at running the football back. Here they come now, the Dragons, 30 out. See what they've got.
Kerr holds on here. Course, the bulk of his career here at St George Illawarra. Selle on to Reid, turning it in. Alan Gahu. He's inside the 20. He's the left side there, nice and deep here for St George Illawarra. There's Toby Couchman as a decoy. Reid on the angle. And Graham collects. In front of the sticks now, King Tongia at dummy half. Ale Finau is the number 9. And he'll get his hands on it here. Off the Couchman play the ball. 2 plays left here for the Dragons. Finau for Reid. Called in. Now that is off the chest of De Courcy, but it is called a knock on. In fact, it's a Dragons knock on first.
Scrum Knights, what do you want here, guys?
So a little loose now from St George Illawarra.
Let's start the working in here, guys. In the middle scrum. Yeah.
And their first opportunity is gone. And that's Ryan Couchman, of course. Got 7 minutes of football last year. It was a terrible story for him. He came on off the bench against Canterbury, round 1, and an ACL. He doesn't look like a commentator anymore, Mick Ennis. Look at that blocky. He looks concerned. It's a trial, and he looks concerned.
He'll be tearing that beautiful dark hair out, won't he? Mickey boy. He'll have him revved up anyway.
It's coming through. Of course, he's been an assistant coach at a few clubs now, Mick, so he's used to this. There's Mooney.
Been impressive, Mooney, early in the game, through the middle.
2024, his best year in terms of games played in first grade. Hunt now. And Mooney just couldn't get a look in. Josh Papali'i re-signing really sealed Mooney's fate. Now Smith. Crafty pass. Graham links up, and no, it can't be held onto by Tom Can. That was nice work there for Newcastle. Some passes connecting, and another knock on.
Geez, that was nice by Sandon Smith, taking the short side on, down the right-hand side, off his right foot, offload. He's had a really strong start to this game.
Looking there at the outside, inside, and Harrison Graham played 11 games for the Dolphins. He was their first ever signing. It's a fact that's been made a few times. First signing there, and now he comes to Newcastle, the Gold Coast junior. He was the man that delivered that pass that Kent just couldn't quite hold on to. So both these sides, by the way, playing next Saturday as well. Dragons Charity Shield. Newcastle back home against the Bulldogs. A lot of footy to come here on Fox League. Hamaiselo had a wretched year with injury last year. Lots of hamstring and soft tissue type injuries. Finau. King Tongia turning it in. This is Ryan Couchman. Sharp play the ball. This is nice. That allows Finau to explore. And the older brother of Sione Finau up to the 20. King Tongia waits at dummy half. Last tackle. Reed draws in. Then the Sloan. On it goes now. The inside pass. Farlow laid it on. Magnificent work from Reed. And Reed is over. This unheralded 19-year-old. He's played one New South Wales Cup game, but he has ticked every box tonight. Dragons on the board first.
Well, you talk about coming out and putting your best foot forward. Young Cade Reed has played so well in this first half. He's done some special things on his goal line. This time, stays alive back on the inside. A little grubber kick, presence of mind, the bounce beautiful. She's got some skill. Opens scoring there for the Saints. Sloan just injected himself into the back line, got wonderful speed. Look at that for a bit of skill.
Yeah, from what I've seen of him early, he hasn't been afraid to chance his arm, and we just saw that there. He looks like a confident young halfback, and that's what you want to see in these young halves coming through in your club. You want to see them have the ability to try things and chance their arm, and as we saw there with young Cade, that was awesome work.
So Reed to try and convert his own try. It's great to have one of the great halves of our game commenting on some of the young talent coming through as Reed moves in and guides it through. So signed at 2028, this young man, and Shane Flanagan has said this: he's fit, he's fast, he kicks well, he's a great competitor. And from what we've seen, albeit 14 minutes into the pre-season challenge, he has lived up to every one of those plaudits from Shane Flanagan.
Well, the good thing is he's put himself out there. He hasn't eased his way into the game. He's got his opportunity. He has been sensational early in this game, had a hand in everything so far. Scores the opening try for the Saints. Give him plenty of confidence.
Interesting block. That's why these games are so hard to predict. You don't know how coaches are going to play the game in terms of how long do they leave their gun players out there for, and they all have their own plans. Dragons 24 players and the Knights 28. So you would assume from that we'll see more of these St George Illawarra key players for a little bit longer, but we'll wait and see. Dragons, of course, last year, only the 8 wins as we touched on, but so many close games. Shane Flanagan football, they always seem to be in matches. Key this year to getting results in those matches. Davey Couchman. That's followed up by King Tongia. There's a good, strong run, shaking off Mooney initially. Plenty of metres for the number 6. Ryan Couchman, 13 first-grade games. And a good set, very good set from St George Illawarra.
It's good.
As Reed puts up a bomb which should bring about a contest, and 2 just couldn't get through there. Kyle McCarthy providing a nice block legally and just providing Marju enough breathing space. This is McCarthy. A lot of these youngsters for the Knights we'll see tonight got a good sprinkling of first grade last year. McCarthy, one of those. Jake Duke, you've got some news.
Tyson Frizzell has gone up the sheds for the Newcastle Knights, told it's a Category 2 HIA, so he will obviously try and pass that. Not sure if he'll return, even if he does tonight, but of course they'll want him to be able to play next week in that preparation for Las Vegas. You see him in the sheds there, about to be assessed, and we'll let you know when we know more.
Thank you, Jake. This is Saifidi, Jacob Saifidi. Ryan the dummy half. Mooney Ball playing, early pass. With Smith turning it back in. And you heard the 6 again ding. First one of the night, if I believe, in this game anyway, as the halves again combine. And Brodie Jones, in his 7th year of first grade, slips a late pass, and that gives Sharp a chance, draws in defenders, and strolling over is Kyle McCarthy. And the Knights finally cashing.
Well, that's well done there by Brodie Jones. The whole St George Illawarra side stopped when he got that offload straight away. We're looking at getting back into the line. Just have a look at this, going straight at the line. Good support play here, too, by the Newcastle Knights. They hit straight back there. Straight away, the 5'8" Sharp gets the ball, catch and pass on the outside, and just as easy as that. He knew exactly what to do as soon as he collected the ball, Sharp. And just that one little offload, that lapse of concentration defensively for the Dragons, and it's cost them.
They'll be disappointed there, won't they? 3 defenders in the one tackle there. You need to wrap up the ball, and as you can see, a late offload, and you don't need to invite Fletcher Sharp into the game. He's as dangerous as any in second phase footy, and he showed great execution there.
This is the great conundrum of Newcastle. Fletcher Sharp, he is so good around the ball, but they've got Dylan Brown, they've got Sandon Smith, they're paying good money for him. They've got Kalen Ponga, obviously, at fullback. And Justin Holbrook says he doesn't want to play this man on the wing. He's too good for that. What do you do with him?
Centre. I mean, look, it's a really hard one, as you touched on. They've got bucket loads to choose from, but I could not leave this guy out of the team. I think he's such an X factor in any footy team, but you put him around the likes of Kalen Ponga, Dylan Brown, he is just so threatening when he runs the footy. So, yeah, look, if I'm Justin, it's a healthy headache to have, but he's going to have to find a place to put him somewhere in the 13.
Could you play him at 14? Come on as that impact player. You know, his oppositions are starting to tire a little bit. He's got that explosive running style.
I mean, you could block, but I think you want him out there for the full 80. He's that good. I wouldn't want to waste him sitting on the bench for 40 minutes.
Good problem to have.
Yeah, their attack last year, number 17, it's whatever they had in attack, a lot of it came from him. Fletcher Sharp. So, 1 try apiece here. Sandon Smith missing that kick. So it leaves the Dragons a couple of points to the good for them. Wilson DeCourcy. Penrith Junior joined the Knights a few years ago. He's the number 4. Maju. A couple of issues last year with his neck and knee. Back for another season. Jones. Ball handling just improving the last few minutes here. Mooney. Great run. Geez, Sharp, big and mobile. Trey Mooney. Yeah, it's Sharp putting up a high kick and leading the chase. McCarthy going at full throttle, and Sloan had nowhere to go.
He had to take that one too. He'd been under a bit of pressure early in this game, Sloan. A couple of mistakes early in the game. Had to take that. He did it well. That'll do his confidence good.
So Reed, their try scorer. And now Tui Pilotu. Boy, he looked great when he was on the field last year, albeit not often enough. 9 games, Tui Pilotu, 4 hamstring injuries. Deserves a better break this year. This is Ryan Couchman. So about halfway through this first half, as Jake told us, no drinks break. No need really, it has cooled down considerably. Nice gentle breeze coming across the bay as well. Now it's Hunt. Almost up to his 30-metre line. So just the 2 games this week in the pre-season challenge. The Vegas team's getting an early hit out. Of course, they depart before the week 3 games take place. And that's why they get in their game a week ahead of the rest. Croker, 1 for Sharp. Into a dead end on this occasion. We've got a problem. We've got a problem here. This is Ryan Couchman.
He'll be gone.
And this might be a HIA situation.
He's slow up to wobble.
So you heard it there.
A couple of Dragon players. A little bit of a clash of the heads there. Both of them left on the ground. Catchman will be off, I'm sure.
It was a powerful run of De Courcy. Couchman there, just head was in the wrong place. And again, on a night like this, it's pre-season. Might be the last we see of him. We'll wait and see. In fact, thumbs up. Well, there you go. It looked inevitable he'd be ordered off the field here, but not the case. Tom Kent falling on his front. Ryan Couchman there loitering. And now, this is the last tackle. They got themselves in a tangle. And now Hunt and De Courcy get themselves tangled up, and that allows Sloan to skip away briefly. So the confusion there with the Couchman incident, it seemed to befuddle the Knights, and they weren't aware that was the last tackle. Tuipolo. Three there to put him away, and there was a fourth just in case. Finau. Blake Lawrie looks like he's leaned up. There's Finau to Reed, placing a kick. Gee, some open space here. And Hunt has to scurry across, gets an awkward bounce, and a great line of Dragons defenders there. Hunt does very well, though, but still can't crack the 10. Nice work from young Cade Reed. He's placing that into an open area. On the ground there, looks like Hame Sele, but he appears to be okay. The Dragons really muscling up here. Now, Saifidi, not the cleanest pass, a little flat-footed. This is as hard as Newcastle and their forward pack have had it so far. Croker, good run. Kicking from inside the 40. Smith. For having a terribly huge boot, still gets it to the 20 for Tui Piloto. And a rarity in this game, we're into a set-for-set grind.
Sure is. It's been back and forth. Both teams feeling each other out. It's been a really interesting start, but yeah, looking to see how St George start to attack here.
Powerful run. Let's get some beyond the 40. Number 19, Pacifici Tonga, listed at over 120 kgs and only recently turned 20. And that seems like for the best that Ryan Couchman comes off, because he did not look right. There's Farley. We'd love to have that over. As he and Setutu don't get that one right. So Newcastle to get this back. About 12 shy of halfway.
You're just trying to cut back on the inside a little bit too late there. Just little fundamentals really costing the Dragons at the moment. Made some pretty ordinary errors so far. There's Couchman going up the straight into the dressing room.
I could have said I don't want to get the great Kenny Sutcliffe upset, but this pitch is magnificent, and I dare say it would give Glen Willow Mudgee a run for its money. It's in beautiful nick here at Cobram. Halfway line, Newcastle. Kent. The Maitland boy. Debuted in the top grade 2023. Gray. Shuffling it on. Croker the 15. And now there's a problem. And the effects mic says it all. A set 2-2. Streams away. And this youngster who spent a lot of time in cup football might have just found the home he's been craving. Pretty easy one, this one, but set 2-2 gets a try for St George Illawarra.
Well, you're right, Dan. He won't get an easier one than that. They look pretty slick there that time, the Newcastle Knights going to that left-hand side. It's just the final pass. There they go. They've got numbers at the line. They've got them on the back foot here. Just a simple drop ball there by Hunt. Two scoops it up. There's no way you're going to catch him there. Well, if you're waiting goal, if you're a winger, you've got to be able to score there. Scooping the ball up there, no one in front of you. Just again, poor execution. That's a poor catch. In a way, they get a give me there, the Saints.
There's been a lot of errors on both sides of attack, hasn't there? Both teams have shown their hand, gone to the edge, and there's been jamming defence on both sides, but they've got to counter that. They've got to find a way to either throw over the top or put a spike line on the outside of the half. So they've got to counter what they're doing with the jamming defence.
Been at the Warriors for most of the last 7 years. Spent some time in the Queensland Cup as well. It's set 2-2, but Shane Flanagan really does like him. And Cade Reed boots that one through, so it's 12 points to 4, St George Illawarra.
Set 2-2 has played 68 games of New South Wales Cup, scoring 44 tries, a part of their team that won the grand final last year. And as you mentioned, Dan, highlighted by Shane Flanagan as a chance for an NRL ring spot in round 1 in Vegas. Called him elusive, athletic, robust, and we can see all that as he races to the try line to score for the Dragons. A good try from the young winger, and of course a bit of news from the HIA guys. Ryan Cashman, we saw him go off, he's a Cat 2. Tyson Frizzell, good news, has passed for the Knights and he might return in this game.
Okay, thank you, good stuff there, Jake. Yeah, set 2-2 last year in the prelim final of the New South Wales Cup, 2 tries, in the grand final 2 tries, in the state championship 2 tries. So that's quite the hot streak. And Gahu there holds on. It looked like that was perhaps clutched completely, but no drama. Pacific Tonga. Finau, a dummy half. Toby Couch, Reed on. Sloan keeps it going. Strong stuff here from Farley, but the ball has been helped out. It's called a knock on St George Illawarra.
Just as they were starting to get in a little bit of a groove, the Dragons, another error after their points are scored. You've got to get to that kick after you've scored points. I think it was that great a defence here. Oh, jamming again. And just lost control of the ball. Pretty sweaty out there. Humid conditions. Did well to beat the tackle. It was the second man that came in over the top in Sharp that loosened that football up. And here's the Knights' opportunity. They've got to hit back and hit back now.
This is McCarthy. Number 16 is Matt Arthur for Newcastle. And here's another former Raider, Pasami Salor. Plenty of time here at Newcastle over the years, Salor. 6 more tackles. Can't. 15 metres out. Back for Sandon Smith. In for Croker. Croker's had some powerful runs, this time held down pretty quickly. He's in front of the sticks with Arthur now, feeding it left. And the halves combine, and, well, Sharp just has to hold on to that. Still almost has the strength to get there, but the Dragons always had that covered. Arthur had a sneaky look to his left, rolls in a kick, and if he's onside, Brodie Jones has scored. Well, what a clever, crafty, cunning little try that is. A little kick from dummy half. And Matt Arthur looked there, just had a sneaky look like Ricky Ponting looking at mid-wicket, like he's about to hoik one over the top. And this is a beautiful little play.
Yeah, it's a nice play, isn't it? They're always going to be onside. Just checked himself there. Dummy half kick. Just weaved it straight through the legs here. Good chase too. Checked himself with the chase. Newcastle off a kick. Put themselves right back in it. They needed to be the next to score, and they've done that.
Yeah, I've heard plenty of great things about young Matthew Arthur. He's got a great footy IQ. He sees the game really well. There's been big raps on him over the last few years, so it's great to see him put that on show this evening.
So Brodie Jones, not a huge try scorer in the NRL. 7 in his 88 games. You'll love that one. That was a beauty. Looks like it's been given the all clear as well, so deemed to be onside. You might have noticed, not that we're paying great attention in the trials, but the 40-20, the Set restart, the 6 again, has been tweaked. And is no longer a penalty up to the 40-metre line. It's a penalty only up to the 20. So it's about an 80-metre range where a set restart will be blown for certain indiscretions. Again, Smith missing that one. Neither kick has been easy. Bit of a limp on him. And these Dragons will be there, Las Vegas. They'll take on the Bulldogs. There's Val Holmes and Daniel Atkinson. Luciano, they lure in the Fidjis. I tell you what, had a good look at Luciano. He does look fit. And the Newcastle Knights, the season opener against the North Queensland Cowboys, an exclusive on Fox League. That'll get the season underway Sunday afternoon. At about 1:15 Eastern, 12:15 Queensland, and then the Bulldogs and the Dragons, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Queensland. Not long now, Las Vegas, and it's live right here on Fox League, both games, and the Super League as well. So, 57 games of first-grade experience. Got past Toby Couchman there. So 2 tries apiece. Croker. Stack of errors, but that's trial football. Back in the game. 6 again. There's the Knights here. Some good, powerful running. Number 26, Elisa Leomoana, who saw a fair bit of first grade last year. Impressive youngster. Matt Arthur is off and running and inside the 20 on tackle 4. Excellent set for Newcastle, taking advantage of the 6 again. Hunt pokes in a kick, turns set 2-2 around. Big in goal, and set 2-2 concedes defeat.
Yeah, that was a nice set there from the Newcastle Knights after points. Fletcher Sharp, a nice quick run in and behind the play the ball, then a quick play the ball, and the kick on the end of it on the front foot. A sensational set there from the Newcastle Knights. Fatigue's starting to set in for the Dragons, not coming off their line as quick as they were. They're starting to handle the ball a little bit better now, the Knights.
Set it towards DeCourcy and Schiller, and well, they thought they had it there, the Dragons. Mistiming the jump is Tui Pilotu and the Knights, where Schiller has taken it all the way to the line. Well, that play looked dead and buried. Somehow James Schiller has stayed up and muscled his way over. What a great individual play.
Well, he's never tackled here, is he? Schiller. A couple of the Dragons dropped off. As I said, fatigue starting to set in a little bit for them. It was a great set, the one before, from the Newcastle Knights. But Schiller, here's the line dropout. The chase, watch, not that good here. Taken by Schiller on the full. It was a good take from a standing start. This is some sort of effort. Bounces out of 1, 2, some arm grabs there, gets up and goes again.
Oh, hang on.
Well, they let him go. You're entitled to keep going, aren't you?
Well, that's interesting, Block, because he's on the ground, and even though he escapes the tackle, yeah, the tackle,
check.
as loose as it was complete.
The tackle's complete before the try.
So he breaks the tackle, but he'd already...
Little aspects of play in the lead up. We're coming into tackle 0 for Newcastle.
Already been tackled here. Well, this explains a few
Ball
things.
carrying arm hits the ground with players in contact and a defender on the legs holding him. This constitutes a tackle complete. We have a decision.
He keeps going there. By the way, the conversion was good, not that it matters.
Yeah, I thought he broke in that first
Oh,
grip.
well, it's pre-season, get some practice in. No points off the board here, but it won't be a penalty against Schiller. They'll just call the play dead there, and he'll play it on tackle number 1. And the left side is very deep here. Smith onto Salo. And some very bright headgear there for the Dragons. That's Fungalilo. Jamie Soward type stuff, the bright headgear in the red V jersey. Frizzell running the edge and slipping an offload. He's had a couple of good ones tonight. Back it comes for Sharp.
Sure, he's dangerous off those little offloads, isn't he?
And Sharp is so elusive, just always there lurking. Smith Floater, cuts out two. Delightful pass. That's a statement pass. And this time Schiller gets the try. But that is the sort of pass that can get a coach's attention from Sandon Smith.
How good was that from Sandon Smith? And we touched on it. The jamming defence. St George over and over again. And then Sandon finds a way to hit the winger over the top. And that's great vision. He's looked up, he's adjusted, he's seen it, and he hits Schiller on the chest. Great timing also.
Well, the good thing about it is he tried it a little bit earlier and didn't come away with it, just stuck at it. He knew that they were jamming in. Pass over the top, perfect this time. Schiller, what a finish. Look at that.
Well
done.
Bit of acrobatic work there from Schiller. And, oh, hang on.
Hang on, he's in.
Hang on.
He's in, isn't he?
Surely, it's a trial. Come on. Come on. He's got that now. You can't take that one with you. Looks like it will count. He looks a little worried. Looks like Dean Mariner at the grand final last year. But this one should count as well. James Schiller. 16 games last year. His first year in Newcastle. Of course, a few years at Canberra. And try has been confirmed, so he can panic no longer. So Smith, well, he just booted one from here a moment ago. This one will count if he can pilot this through.
Been impressive too, coming to a new club, new structure. Was pretty hard.
Oh, it is, Block. He's impressed me this first 40. As I said, he looked really cool, calm, collected early on in the game. He was feeling his way out and sort of probing St George's defence, and yeah, that was a beautiful pass over the top. Doesn't get much better than that.
So none from three for Sandon Smith. They're not making it easy for him, but 12 points all. So this was the no try. Schiller gone up and went. In the old days, I'd say, no, that's your held, that's a penalty against you, but it's not like that anymore. And this time, he does it perfectly off the majestic pass from Sandon Smith. So Schiller signed for another year as well after this one, but Sandon Smith, that was the attention grabber, starting a 4-year deal at Newcastle.
They've looked a little bit sharper, the Newcastle Knights, with the ball. A bit more speed than what the Dragons have got, but they've hung in pretty well. 12 all.
Jay Duke, what have you got for us on Ryan Couchman?
Good news for the Dragons. Ryan Couchman, you can see him there on the bike, staying warm. He's passed his HIA. He still can return in this game and will be available next week as well.
Yeah, there'll be players the next couple of weeks. They'll be off for a HIA. That'll be it. But you can imagine a player like Couchman. He's desperate to get football under his belt. Look at Sharp go. Every time he runs it, he looks like he's on the verge of creating something. Now it's Jones to Salo. So we're trying to get those arms free and held on to. Sagranis is the number 17 for the Dragons into the game. And now the high ball put up by Smith. Oh, no one wants it for the Dragons. They might get away with this. Schiller knocked on first.
First one, Newcastle. Your hand over.
It was a fortunate result for St George Illawarra. Take a risk when you let it go. They'll get this back.
Hey, marker.
So half-time coming up here with Braith running the show in mid-season form already. Gee, talk about training the house down. My goodness, he's dead set done a pre-season with one of the teams. Set 2-2. Fungalilo is the number 20 in the pink headgear. Christian Tui Pelotu down the middle. And Pacific Tonga with early ball movement. Farley. Here in a 2-year deal. Last couple of years, New South Wales Cup for Penrith, with Reid turning it in. Blake Lawrie. 160 first grade games. And another set completed. Dragons just over 50%, not the greatest completion rate, albeit in a trial, of course. Fletcher Hunt goes at full throttle and He looked like he wanted to pass, but he just he kept his discipline. De Courcy. Newcastle dominating a lot of these stats. They've had a lot more ball. Now McCarthy. Another Gerringong product. Something like 8 Gerringong products played first grade last year. Oh, Maju, like a bowling ball. And he sent Fangalilo flying. Now that run giving Matt Arthur some room. He's been impressive, Matt Arthur. A couple of appearances in the top grade last year. Smith doing the kicking. Sloan. All of his appearances last year, Tyrell Sloan, in the top grade were on the wing. Ball movement here was Tui Pilotu under pressure, and then, oh, he threw a dangerous one, picked up on the bounce by Ryan Couchman. Of course, Gutherson, the #1 for the Dragons, when they go full strength. 6 more, and a Bronx cheer from the Dragons fans. Newcastle have had 4 of them. That's #1 for the Red V. Can they capitalise? They've done well, all things considered, to have this game tied up. A couple of no-lookers there, Tui Pilotu. Got on the inside of Sandon Smith easily. James Schiller. Good work from him to make the tackle. Pacific Tonga rushing up on him, Seleso Leamoana. Good young talent colliding. Salo there as well. Reed into the line. Slowed. Maju in no man's land briefly. 2, evasive. Farley gets going. Farley up to the 10. Last tackle. Reed. Tongia gets rid of it. Oh, and Pacific Tonga just threw a pass to Sandon Smith, who said thank you very much. And the little man in a foot race, Reed, Smith, magnificent Cade Reed. Not just the tackle, but to jolt it free. Well, the trials always unearthed and unknown. And tonight, it's this little #7 called Cade Reed.
How good was that?
Yes.
2 young halfbacks going toe-to-toe in a foot race. Sandon, and he's now no slouch. He can move. But this young guy, Cade Reed, he looks like a real competitor. He has chased him the length of the field and pulled him down in a great tackle.
Well, it's easy for Kieran just to drop off with 2 minutes to go before half-time and just think, oh, well, I'll just march into the half-time. That's a competitor. His halfback opposition makes the break. Look at Reed. Tries to get his hand free to pass the ball back on the inside. That's a wonderful cover tackle. And good on him, head-to-head too. Trying to get one over each other. Both have played well in the first half here.
If you're a Dragons fan, Block, you're pretty excited about this young guy, Cade Reed.
And you think you get some cup football against men into him for a year or two. And the signs are good for the youngster. Having a good night here in the trials. A spread with work down the middle. Oh, that's a very good run. Semiramis had a taste of first grade last year. Sharp play the ball as well. Fangalilo on to Pacific Tonga. Right catchment. Reed. They rushed up here and again. They've been exposed, the Newcastle left side defenders. Wonderful tackle on Setu too. That was Sharp closing it down. Last tackle, minute to go in the first half. Reed, can he get this pinpoint? That one's a touch deep. So Schiller, pretty easy catch, but he's got nowhere to go. Twelve all. Good competitive game here. The feeling out process is Schiller. Almost up to the 20. Fangalilo. Making the tackle. See a lot of hands on hips. And this is when it really starts to burn near the end of a half in pre-season football. So Witzer Lambawana. Smith, 20 seconds to go. And Sloan, not entirely comfortable tonight under some kicks.
Just hasn't got any broken field running yet, Sloan. A lot of the time he's just sniffing around someone who can get you the football in that second phase. That's where Newcastle are a little bit different. There's the half-time siren.
Got a nice little contest here at Cogra. There's Cade Reid, one of the stars, the star really of the first half. Sandon Smith came up with an intercept. He thought he was going to cap off his first half with a length of the field try to go along with his wonderful cutout ball, but not to be. As this 19-year-old is pretty happy with his work. Jake Duke, down to you on the sideline.
With Sandon Smith still catching your breath after that runaway, how did you feel?
Oh, I thought the first 30 metres I was home, but then every 10 metres he was gaining on me and should have just held it there and went to the ground.
How are you feeling your first hit out in the Newcastle Knights number 7 jersey?
Yeah, mate, it's been really fun. We just stuck to a simple game plan this week. You know, we knew it wasn't going to be flowing freely and all that, but we stuck to the basics and I thought we started well.
Right, thanks for your time. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, mate.
Very close game on our hands. It is the St George Illawarra Dragons 12, Newcastle 12.
Replacements and 8 interchanges, but 19 will be the official cut-down team. That was Fletcher Sharp looking on, waiting for this kickoff, and we're off and running. Second half at Cogra Oval with Pasami Salu crashing upfield. North Queensland winners over Canterbury in the first game. Marju, a shot out of a cannon. But Arthur providing. And this is another one of the impressive youngsters. Manu Laya is the number 27 for Newcastle. So a lot of errors early in the first half. Looks like the Knights are going to get through this set once this tackle is completed. For Smith, we've seen something here. Lalaya, risky pass, beautiful pick up. McCarthy puts boot to ball. Sloan can't quite get there on the full. Gets the friendly bounce.
That's exactly what he wants to see there, Sloan. A little bit of a broken line from the Newcastle Knights. Marju too. Gee, gets their sets off to a good start. Not only a powerful runner, but quick play the balls. That set their set-offs to start the second half well for the Newcastle Knights.
So with the changes and the shuffling, Fletcher Sharp, number 6 for Newcastle, is now back in the fullback role. That's a role he's quite used to. Zello, powerful, up to the 30. Mangalilo, read the bobble. Plenty of time to kick though. It's going to drop down right on the try line. Sharp stays on his feet as he escapes Farley.
It looked like he was going to get caught short there. Had to turn around and chase that ball back there, Sharp. Gone back to that fullback position.
McCarthy. He hits on that ball. Arthur. A bit of sharpness about the Knights since Arthur's gone into that dummy half roll. With Croker almost halfway. Salu. Smith on the angle. Now it's Sharp chiming in. McCarthy taking on Farley. Neat pass. Sharp ran into Smith. Still going. Kerr all over him. Game's gone up a cog here since the resumption. Just in terms of pace of play. Smith angles that inside the 10. And Sloan eases away from Croker, but not Gamble. First to meet Tyrell Sloan.
Release him now. Straight up, Tyson.
King Tongia providing, and that looks like Hayden Buchanan. His first touch of the night. He scored on debut at this ground. Memorable game against the Sharks on a Saturday afternoon late last year. And the Dragons upset the Cronulla side. Tui Palotu. Alan Gahu. Almost like he looked for defenders to run over the top of there. Kerr. Gets it away. You'll never die wondering. That was risky. There's a knock on and it was a mess. It was a dog's breakfast.
With the contact here. Scrum, clock's on.
They're just trying to get something started there for the Dragons. That second phase play. Kerr, not really a true offload there. Forces the mistake, but I suppose they would have been told at the time there's no real adventurous football here from the Dragons in the first half, so they chance their hand a little bit, but they make the error. Newcastle Knights look a little bit sharper than what the opposition do at the moment.
They sure do. 9 errors in the first half, and that one just then won't help their cause.
Oh, what a beautiful move by McCarthy, but Farley holds on. Good little battle those two are having. McCarthy looks like he fancies his chances. Arthur in the line. Smith. Who's it going to Salor? Croker there in the way. 15 metres out. Gamble. Lisa Laumoana. Contained Helen Gahu and Ryan Couchman. Back to the left. Gamble first receiver. Smith. Oh, that's called a forward pass. That's a shame there for young Manu Lalaya. That was a decisive call, as you heard through the effects mic there.
I reckon it would have been the St George Illawarra players yelling out it was a forward pass.
Yeah, probably was. Probably was. But,
see, that's the thing there on Cale Reid there, defending 3 in. That's the thing you got to be able to do as a half. You got to be able to tackle those big poppers coming at you week in and week out.
He looks like a handful block.
Reid rolling that ball in. So tries to Schiller, McCarthy and Jones for Newcastle for the Dragons. Set to 2. And Cade Reid. Goal kicking has kept this game tied up. And some loosey-goosey stuff here from the Dragons. Not even Tui Pilotu can do anything there. And he gets up limping, Tui Pilotu. I hope he's okay. It looks like just there's something to shake off. Sello.
That's better. Get him going forward there. It's been a sloppy set.
He's got a bit of energy about him, Hame Sello. Not the greatest. Play the ball. Oh, and Reid puts it down. So he had a little look at the rushing defence. They put some pressure on him. And now it's Newcastle's turn to put on the attack. They start from inside Dragons territory. Good pressure there from Manu Lalaya. Francis Manu Lalaya. So Lisa Laumoana, 7 games last year, looked good in the top grade. Arthur to Croker. Croker to Gamble. Gamble dummies in. Throws out to Sharp. Sharp wants a piece of Buchanan. Turns it on the inside to Arthur. Ryan Couchman there the whole way. Shannon Smith at first receiver. Little inside look. Now an outside look for Gamble. Gamble loves to run. Met on the 10. Slow play the ball. Smith. Asu Kepoa. A year at Penrith in New South Wales Cup, the former Tiger. Open side, Croker. Gamble. Reid rushed up. Now it's McCarthy, his pass. Oh, what a take. Oh, put it in the classic catches. And that is a saving catch there from Matt Fionney. Fingertip control. Probably saved a try. And they got the ball back to boot. Well, 1 on none, but it didn't get by Fionney. That was actually pretty clever in the end by Reid, getting 6 more tackles, linking up with Ryan Couchman. Gahu. Sello. Well over halfway. That's tackle 3. Dragons should get reasonably close here. Reid all over him, Sandon Smith. They're going to target on his back now, it seems, the Knights. The Dragons, number 7. Sele into the line. King Tongia out to Sloan. Got by Gamble easily. Got by another easily and Arthur. Got by a third. And then Kerr almost created an obstruction there. Sloan's going to have to concede defeat. That's a shame. Well, he jousts with Sarlaw, still going. It was in such slow motion. Kerr ran back and got into the line on the last. Reid pops up a little one. And Sharp did well to get there first, but he dropped it. Reid, they should score! Kerr, yes! Josh Kerr is in. And the Dragons again find their way to the lead.
Well, a little bit of luck there. The high ball again, the bounce of the footy. I'll tell you what he did well here, Cade Reid. Summed the situation up pretty quickly. Just ventured on back in field. It was a beautiful pass. After a few sloppy sets of sixes here from the Dragons, they were able to score. It's a good run from Sloan. Someone should have come in over the top here once he's standing there like that. Try and put him on the ground. They can't do it. Stands there for an age. Look at that. All standing there watching it. Again, they lose that ball forward. And just watch Reid here. Just links up with his man straight away. And he won't get anything easier than that, Kerr.
It was a nice little dink from Cade Reid, wasn't it? Right position, you get numbers around the footy. It's a 50-50 in the air, and they come down with it, and great support play by Josh Kerr.
You like that kick. The ones that sometimes don't look the prettiest are the most effective. Those sorts of kicks. Just give the attackers enough time to get there, put some pressure on, but not so high that everyone just stands around for 5 minutes.
They sure are, Dan. Put it in no man's land and send the numbers down there. Get up, make it a contest and see what happens. And as you saw there, they came up with an error and St George Illawarra pounced.
3 tries apiece. Dragons 16, Newcastle 12. So Josh Kerr, we'll see him next week in the All-Stars game, which is next Sunday in New Zealand. Was in the Queensland extended squad last year for game 3, so there's a nice round of applause from the Dragons fans. Cade Reid's night appears to be over, and an error or two, but apart from that, he and his family should be absolutely delighted with his performance here in the pre-season challenge under the lights, and the camera shining brightly. Well done to the young man. Fionney. And don't forget Fionney's work to save it at this end. And they get the try at the other. So the number 22, Dylan Coots, been in the Cronulla system for a while. Plenty of football, the Newtown Jets, 195 centimetres he's listed at. Kerr. First in at the Dragons, 68 games. Sele. Tonga. Back in now, and this looks like Halangahu. There's a way he runs, and unmistakably Jacob Halangalu. Now Sele has brought a fair bit to the table tonight. Almost to halfway. So now the Cade Reid out of proceedings. Joseph O'Neill, young Bulldog, joining St George Illawarra, joined in December. He's in jersey 18 and he's there just hanging on with Marju imposing. O'Neill, a halfback, 42 New South Wales Cup games. McCarthy. Lachlan Crouch for Newcastle. East Maitland Jr. Like Dylan Coots for the Dragons. He's come through the Cronulla system. Manu Lalaya, he looks like a beast, but we we've got a problem, and we've got Fangalilo in a bit of trouble here. This should be the end of his night, really, the way he went down and stayed down. Looks like he's okay now, but you can't imagine the doc will allow him to stay on.
He just caught the point of the elbow there by the look of it. Not intentional. He's got his head in the wrong place. And that might be the end of the night for that young fella.
11 tackles from him. A bit of service out of dummy half. You can see the disappointment. These opportunities are few and far between. You get to play with the senior boys and get a chance to impress. And again, nice round of applause from the Dragons fans here. But Fungalilo has to come off. That's a tricky kick, but no problem. Matt Fino now on the left side, so he's changed position and ball following him. Ball, that was a heavy bit of defensive work there from Crouch. So nice of him to muscle up here. You can imagine they're frustrated. They've dominated possession and field position, but they're behind on the scoreboard. Hale Finau. So, short side play, premeditated pass from King Tongia. Oh, Gamble's put that into touch. So the Dragons, out of absolutely nothing, get 6 more tackles. In fact, it was Schiller, my apologies, out on the wing. Similar haircuts, I suppose. But Dragons here, this is a bit of a gift. Update. I'm gathering this is HIA related. Jake Duke.
It is, Dan. Isaiah Fungalilo, he is deemed a Category 1, unfortunately, so his evening is over and won't feature in the trials again for the Dragons.
Yeah, that is a bummer because, of course, the 11-day break and they play next Saturday night. Good luck to him, his endeavours this year in the lower grades as Sloan cut down quickly. Dragons here can sense something. They've stacked the short side.
You come forward and you grab the marker back there, tackle 3.
Sloan here is punished. So he now plays it again. And Dragons had a bit of momentum there that's been lost. They're not going to head left anyway, even though they really stacked the right side. Finau. Oh, 6 more tackles. O'Neill. Excellent one-on-one tackle from Croker. Zeller. Seen plenty of ball in this second half. That's his 6th run. Alangahu driving. Oh, they can't get him to ground. Oh, he has got legs like tree trunks, hasn't he? Alangahu. No wonder they call him the truck. Here it comes now for O'Neill, getting discombobulated with Dylan Coots. And that play comes to an end.
Yeah, just an unfortunate mix-up there. Wasn't too sure which holder hit off his halfback and ball goes to ground. So they'll be disappointed there, but see if Newcastle can get down the other end of the field.
A couple of stats. Set to 2 most metres. A lot of them came off a length of the field try. 10 runs, 142 metres. Kyle McCarthy, most runs, 14 and 123 metres. He's a good ball runner, Kyle McCarthy, at the centre for Newcastle. Fletcher Hunt. Fourth year now at Newcastle.
You've got that great knack, the Dragons, haven't they? Their style of play, they just hang in there, just grind away. Get themselves in front now.
Dennis Kent is playing dummy half here. They'll go in there again off the Croker run. Crouch. Beautiful run, cracks halfway.
I'm still expecting something from Sharp here in the second half. And just waiting for it to happen.
There's Gamble putting it up. Good deep kick here, but should be no problem for Sloan. Never looks comfortable, does he, under the high kick, but ticks the boxes there. 23 minutes to go here at Cogra. First game got close in the closing stages as Sharp's night looks like it's done. This game has been close the whole way. Now Coots. Good evasiveness there. Good stylish run. By the way, we're back Thursday, so we're really into an NRL style schedule next week with all the teams in action. Binding into the line there. O'Neill. No damage done. Buchanan playing it. And under pressure there. Peckham Harris, it looked like, who put that ball up. And another set completed for St George Illawarra. They're stringing a few together now after a dreadful start in that department. Schiller. Then we've got a game on Thursday. We've got a couple of games on Friday night. Full slate on Saturday. Sunday as well. All-Stars as well. Men's and women's. So it's football to go-go here on Fox League. Oof. Smith not expecting it. Does well in the end to find some open space. Clone. Neighbours into the line. Vina. Good field position here for the Dragons early in the set. And get beyond halfway. Andy play the ball there from Farley. Ryan Couchman. Good meters up the middle here. So working the edge here. Oh, well contained. 28 out. O'Neill. Putting up a kick, and it has Farley chasing furiously. Doesn't appear to have come off a Knight. So in the end, the Knights get some luck here off one of these kicks. Sagranis forced to hand it over.
I don't think the Knights have got to fall in the trap and just playing set for set. I think they look a lot better when they move the football around. We saw that in the first half a few times. If they get in the grind, just go set for set, well, the Saints will beat them.
This is the first penalty of the night. First penalty of the night. We've had 7 set restarts, but there you go. Took 59, nearly 60 minutes to get a penalty, and it was a high tackle that did it. Ryan Couchman, the one there, the man there, going upstairs. McCarthy. He almost got taken high there as he fell into that tackle. Sagranis trying to make his mark. Manu Lalea running very wide. And Sagranis there again. Kent. The shoulder here of Kerr. 60 minutes gone now. Harrison Graham is back in action now for Newcastle. Linking up with Gamble. On to Smith. Out it goes, Votano. Crouch. Votano, the number 20, is a sharp player. We'll see if he gets his hands on the ball much in these last 20. Who has got plenty of it. Manu Lalea can't. Forced to put up a kick. It's not the worst. Sloan does well. In traffic, comes down with it. Kent comes away there a bit sick and sorry.
Well, you come all the way up with his hand and you make it obvious, mate. That's why.
Peter Goff with some words of wisdom for Sandon Smith. So 12 all at half-time. Josh Kerr with the only try of the second half, which has the Dragons their noses in front. You see here, like an ice hockey game there. The Newcastle line coming off and a new line coming on, and Sandon Smith can cool his heels for the rest of the night. How competitive does this get, Kieran? As we stay on this, Matt Fionney put down in terms of how desperate these players are to win this game. It is a pre-season game. They are playing for a trophy, but obviously not the stakes of an NRL game. But when the game's on the line now with 18 to go, I imagine the competitive juices are flowing.
Oh, for sure, Dan. I mean, the coaches want to see their teams perform well in these trials, no doubt. It gives you great confidence heading into round one, and it's important. And as we touched on earlier, for a lot of these young guys, they've been, you know, at the hard slog for the last 4 months, trying to impress the head coach, and they get an opportunity out here tonight to showcase that. So, yeah, they'll be competing for the win, no doubt.
Matthew Hunter is the 24 for Newcastle. He's in the white headgear. He came through Parramatta, and some impressive games from him in the New South Wales Cup last year. There he is. 10 games last year at Cup level, 5 tries, 5 try assists. Crouch at 28 on the gamble. The floating pass. Logan Aoki in 23. Aoki, a former Australian schoolboy. Crouch with the jump. 23 years old, Lachlan Crouch. Graham, little head fake. Gamble. Runs to the line, then puts in the kick. This is handy, and Fiona is gone.
Yeah, nice touch there up the short side there from Gamble. Little kick over the top, competitive, the chase. Had to get back and clean up there for the Dragons. This might be their opportunity here, right here. They forced the line drop out. They've been in a bit of a lull, haven't they, the Newcastle Knights, for the bulk of this second half so far. So here's their chance to do something.
Stay onside, guys. Stay onside.
So Dragons here will practice more defending with the long kick. It's Crouch. Numbers have evened up somewhat, but still the Knights have had over 50 tackles in Dragons territory and 4 times the amount of ball in the opposition 20. There's those opposition half stats. Hunter, Gamble, getting it on. This is nice. It comes out to DeCourcy now playing in the left centre position. 21 is Sasai Latu. Matt Hunter, the 24. Kratz, the 28. Points have been hard to come by for Newcastle, particularly in their second half. They get an extra few tackles here. Oh, claiming a try. Thomas Cant has muscled his way over. Well, by sheer will, Thomas Cant thunders his way to the line. The Maitland boy ties the score.
Well, he's been a handful here this evening a couple of times, and we know how well they've defended the Dragons. Just showed plenty of strength, this bloke. Can't put him on the ground. They've done that a number of times here this evening. Have a couple of players dropped out of the tackle after he was standing. They thought he was held. Never take anything for granted there. Kept the legs pumping. Cant scores.
Showed great guts, determination and will, didn't he, Blocker, to find the try line. I mean, he's been impressive tonight, Thomas Cant, and well done to him right there. He never gave up on it, and he got his team 4 points.
Nice little bubble under the eye there for his work here this evening.
It's a mark of honour, isn't it, Block?
I'd say so.
Didn't play a game in the 80s, Block, unless you had some sort of shiner or some sort of cut that needed some stitch work. Well, hang on now. This is not 80s like, Block, because the try-scoring forward's going to boot this through, or at least try to.
What is it? Scorer's kick. Like the backyard.
He's got his own tee.
Hey.
Look at it. He's got his own tee.
Well, let's hope that he can instead of can't.
That's final stuff from you, Block. That's not mid-season form. That's not pre-season. Well, he looks like a kicker. He is a kicker. Newcastle in front. 18-16. 4 tries to 3. 14 to go.
We saw Craig Fitzgibbon here in the crowd a little bit earlier. Good to see another goal-kicking back rower in Thomas Cant. 18 games last year, 12 off the bench. He's actually yet to score in the NRL, so that obviously won't count as a trial match, but he gets over the line. And obviously an opportunity to really cement a spot this year. No Pierce Paul, no Adam Elliott at the Knights. He's off contract at the end of the year. He's a strong thing, and making a case here this evening.
Gee, Gerard, man, you give him a first-grade try for that, don't you?
You can't argue with the stats, man. Block. You can't argue with the stats, man.
They're hard to come by. Meat pies for the Porkies.
Peter Hall, the 25 for Newcastle. Touches on an interesting point. There's been a lot of turnover here at Newcastle. Jake there touching on some of the departures. Leo Thompson's another. Jaden Brayley. Those that he mentioned, the likes of Kai Pearce-Paul, Adam Elliott, Jack Hetherington down in Melbourne, Jake Arthur off to the Super League, Cogger and Hastings gone as well. So this is going to be a different looking outfit this year. Dylan Brown, the big signing, as the Knights work the left side. The layer there has been impressive. He's been hard to handle for the Dragons defenders. Now the high ball put up on Matthew Hunter. And the balking work there. Not putting off Peckham House, the Dragons number 14. So the Knights, this is actually their first lead. Dragons scored first. Knights replied but missed the kick. Dragons got it to 12-4. 2 tries unconverted for Newcastle to 12-all. That was half time, and 1 try apiece in this second half. Laurie hobbling after that kick. A bit of pressure there on Joseph O'Neill, but we got a penalty.
He goes through the kicker's leg down there.
Yeah, there was contact on Joseph O'Neill. Knights were trying to perhaps force a charge down, but they just got that wrong there. And now the Dragons, well, not for the first time tonight, gifted a great chance.
You can get dangerous, these positions, with these players charging into the opposition player who's kicking the ball's leg. So, yeah, it's good that we're stamping down on it.
It's tough on Manu Lalaya, but they are the rules. The onus is on the chasing player in that scenario. So the Dragons now, chance to retake the lead. Ryan Hutchinson, 10 metres away. Slow service here from Finau. Still almost get there. Pacific Tonga. Oh, here's O'Neill. They rushed up. Oh, the tap on was just a little too much from King Tonga. That was the work of Fletcher Hunt. Put all sorts of pressure on King Tonga, and he thought his only option there was to tap it on. It almost came off. It would have been spectacular.
Yeah, they did it for numbers there. Just Fletcher Hunt coming in at 1,000,000 miles an hour to cut it off. There he is. Drive with that quick catch and pass there. Just hasn't been their go tonight, has it? The Dragons, the fluency probably isn't there. They tried to ground out this second half. The skill will come the more they play together.
Sasai Latu, trained with the NRL squad this summer. He's a prop. He's a winger. Looks like a prop. He's a big, tall thing, and he's part of the development squad for the next couple of years. On the chest of Fionney. Oh yes, Matt Fionney will score. Well, that pass floated like it was zero gravity. It was a pass thrown from the moon, and Fionney just picks it off, and the Dragons get the lead back.
Well, I think it was Gamble who saw the opportunity out wide, just floated that pass out of the top. I think it's Gamble here. Yeah, it is. Gee, that was easy pickings there. And the Saints run away, score under the posts. They saw the opportunity there. They had the numbers on the outside to Hunt. Picked off. It took an age. Talk about Sydney Harbour passes. That floated in the air for about 20 seconds. Easy pickings. And the Saints are in.
He read it beautifully, didn't he, Block? Up on the end of the line, saw it coming, clutched it out of the air and under the sticks.
So Matt Fiona, I don't think can believe what was presented to him. He can play wing, he can play centre. And O'Neill will kick. Oh, and he's missed. It's still goal kicking that has the Dragons in front because it's 4 tries all. But that was a bad one, 20-18. So there we go, the pass, V&A, big smile on his face. 27 first grade tries. He was regular in the centres the last couple of months of last year. You've got Holmes and Sully this year. We're going to see these boys. There's Clint Gutherson here flowing. He'll be there front and centre in Vegas. Dragons, Bulldogs, good rivalry they're starting to build. Last year they played here in round 1. Dogs won. And then late in the season it was a Lachlan Galvin pass on the bell really, which prevented the Dragons from getting the money that day. It's Canterbury and St George Illawarra, the second game of the NRL doubleheader. And Newcastle playing North Queensland live here on Fox League. Good luck to everyone going. All you Doggies fans and Dragons fans and Knights fans and Cowboys fans, enjoy that dollar at 70 cents at the moment. Here's King Tongi turning it in. Just a tip for the new people in Vegas. Look on the receipt. They'll get you for tipping before you tip again. So just as a tip for beginners. Now here's a good run. That's Laurie. It says gratuity. You don't have to tip again. Now, the Knights with it. It's like to give those public service announcements sometimes, Block.
Oh, I like it. Sounds like a man with plenty of experience there.
Wilson de Courcy hitting it up. Votano. The New South Wales under-19 appearances. A highly talented youngster, Votano, the 20. Salo. And there's a forward pass out of dummy half. So it's getting hard now for the Knights. If they'd pinch this game back, Morrison Graham really delivered that one out of dummy half. Geez, that's a bit harsh.
All right to me.
So scrum feed 40 metres away. That's the completion rates the Dragons. That's improved quite a way, actually. And the Dragons much better in the second half. 12 from 17, 71%. First half, their completion rate was 59%. So Laurie playing it here. Hutchinson, the 24. Carry it to the 30. Stanley Trail, Cyrus Stanley Trail, the number 23, nephew of Kyle Stanley and Chase Stanley. The Dragons number 23. He's getting some late minutes here. He's a decoy as it comes out to Buchanan. He's elusive, Buchanan. Looked like he was going to get past Aoki, but Gamble was there to cut that one off. O'Neill, Pacifici Tonga, 12 away. They can go a long way to icing the game here, the Dragons, if they can score here. Reed back in the game, rolling in a kick, and, well, that probably would have gone dead there, but there were a wave of Dragons coming, so Latu takes it over.
Yeah, you're better off playing at it there. I know it's going to give them a repeat set. It looked like it was going to go dead in goal. You're better off just hedging your bets there. And force the line drop out. Get the ball back now, the Dragons. Short kick off.
You touch big this one. Ooh, and good catch. Head kick. Hands above his head. 5.5 left. Coots. 21 years of age, Dylan Coots. Manly Junior before going to Cronulla. Reed turning it in. some of these players who we thought may have been done for the game have come back here in these closing stages. O'Neill, a dummy half, almost an intercept, but it's opened the door. Sloan on the wing now is cut down. Peckham Harris, the dummy half. Along the line to Reid. Loose pass for Laurie. Holds on the front rower. Big last play coming up. O'Neill to King Tongia. Not much on this kick, but it might be enough. I think it's a try. It's grounded here by Hayden Buchanan. And this
back to tackle one there.
Is going up as no try.
We're just looking at who actually grounds this ball first, whether Newcastle gets to it first or the Dragons.
Gee, well, we're a long way up here in the commentary box, but gee, Buchanan looked like he made a pretty good case for this.
There's plenty of hands there from both sides.
Kick chase by Dragons
confident
cleared the lead up.
There's the
ball is
rubber
knocked
kick in
back
and
by
behind.
Tyson Gamble. It's a clear run to the ball.
There's no knock on. There we go. We've got a hungry hippo situation. Oh, what are we looking at here? What are we looking at here? So we're seeing who this has come off. Looks like it's Newcastle. Hunt.
Ball contacts Fletcher Hunt's body.
It's gone back anyway.
There's no breach by the Dragons as yet.
That's a live ball. Oh, it's a try. Surely. But now it has gone up as no try. Oh, that's a try.
That's a try.
And Dragons ground the ball in the in goal. We have a decision.
So Hayden Buchanan scores. It might be the match clincher if the kick goes through.
It's a great little kick down the short side by King Tongia, wasn't it? Deceptive, rolled it in behind, made it a contest, and well done to the young man for scoring the try. That was a brilliant try.
We've had a lot of joy off kicks tonight, the Dragons. King Tongia there, just again putting that into a little no man's land area, and it comes up trumps.
Yeah, it wasn't a great bounce there for Fletcher Hunt. It sort of come off his hip. It just bounces back, and the Dragons just clean up the crumbs there.
So Reid put him out by 8. Post-game coming up as well. We'll have a wrap on this and the earlier game as well. North Queensland pipping Canterbury. Reid, star role in the first half and back on here. He's about 14 in from touch, so not an easy one, and went a little bit closer, 16 in from touch maybe. And no, it hangs out. So we don't play Golden Point in pre-season challenge, but a draw is still on the table. Well, there's a Packers fan. They're not in the Super Bowl, but the Seattle Seahawks and no, the Chargers aren't there either. We need a New England jumper and a Seattle Seahawks jumper. But we've done pretty well to get 2 NFL jumpers here in a preseason game. 10:30 roughly is when the game gets underway. You've got the Bad Bunny halftime. Yeah, I love my NFL block. I don't know about you, but there's something about Super Bowl on a working Monday.
I'm a 49ers man.
Are you?
Yeah.
They got close. That's out on the full. But ESPN with all the coverage. Yeah, we're getting all the jerseys out there because NFL's coming to Melbourne next year. So there's going to be a lot of joy for NFL fans in this country. But ESPN does a great job with the NFL here on the Foxtel. All right, 3 minutes to go. And the Dragons look like they're going to get the cash here. Still over 1 score margin. Oh, Pacifici Tonga. He's got something about him, that bloke. And the offload as well. O'Neill keeps it going.
He's a handful, isn't he? It's hard to tackle.
Oof.
100 numbers at the back end of halves.
121 kgs of muscle. Now, this is Stanley Trail. Cyrus. Hurstville United Junior. 12 metres, 13 metres out. O'Neill. And the King Tommy. Reid on the angle. Yes. Sloan's over. Sloan almost tangled himself up there, but he grounded it, and he's hurt himself, I think, trying to contort that ball down while trying to stay in. It was as if at the last second he realised how close he was to the touchline. But that should be the capper for St George Illawarra.
He's some sort of finisher, isn't he? He gets that try on the wing here. Geez, been some sort of player here this afternoon. Cade Reid again involved with the cutout pass. Sloan does well. Thought he's going to change the ball in the other hand here. Keeps it on the outside. That's a good put down. What a finisher he is.
Well, let's just see what's happened here. So, hang on. That's not a good angle for him. No, try confirm. In fairness, it did look pretty obvious that he put it down on the other angles. It might have just been a trick angle there, but Sloan, as we said earlier, every game he played last year, 19, were all on the wing. Every start on the wing, there was one appearance, 18th man. He's entering a contract year. He's in a fascinating position at the moment. Gutherson obviously is the #1 fullback, and
the big thing for the Dragons, they need to score points. That's the problem. He's one bloke that can score. So I think I'll be tying him up.
So Reid, who put that pass on, put that try on there. No good. Won't matter. Cade Reid, 2 try assists and a try now. And this time it was through the hands and not the boot. So he gets to the line, and on this angle he's actually nowhere near the touchline. Oh, geez, blocky. Anyway, again, the other angles looked fine. But if the bunker was looking seriously at that angle, he might have had that one taken away. 90 seconds left. And volleyball work here. Little tap onto Laurie. They got away with that. So St George Illawarra take on South. Wollongong the venue for the Charity Shield. And that'll be the last game next Saturday. And there's 2 games coming up at Newcastle. The Knights play Canterbury in the middle game of the day, the second game at Newcastle. So you've got the Knights and the Bulldogs, and then it's St George Illawarra and South Sydney. And then that'll be it for those teams. Off to Las Vegas. Hutchison. 40 seconds to go. Oh, hello, little Steve Mortimer play here from Reid, and coming through is King Tongia. What about the razzle and the dazzle? But then what about the put down of Hedke? Ah, that's a bummer. Oh, the halves combined beautifully. Reid with the kick, King Tongia with the chase.
Yeah, it was nice too, wasn't it? Look at the support play here. Again, it's Reid, the last pass, just a little bit behind his shoulder there.
Oh, he's smiling, Ennis. It took 79 minutes and 50 seconds. So they get a win here, the Dragons. And that's a hard-earned win for the Dragons. Up against it for a lot of that game, but they found ways to score tries just when they needed them.